1. Introduction. My name is Claire. I am a fashion designer. I am 26 years old. I have big dreams. I want to start my own company. Its name will be Claire Designs. My life before him was quiet and easy. I worked hard every day. I spent many hours sketching new clothes and planning my future business. My good friend is Sarah. She was a big part of my life and always listened to my ideas. We shared everything. I thought love was like the stories in movies. Everything is happy and perfect. The man is always good and kind. They live happily ever after. This was my idea of love. The world outside my life felt far away. I didn't pay much attention to the news or politics. Like who was the president of the country? President Trump was in office for his second time. But this news was just background noise to me. It did not feel important compared to my own plans and hopes. My own dreams for Claire Designs felt like the most important thing in the world. My life was focused on my work, my sketches, and my future company. I believed hard work would make my dreams come true. This story is about something very important that happened to me. It is about how my simple world changed completely. It turned upside down. I learned a very big lesson about life and about people. It was a hard lesson. My heart was broken in a way I did not expect. It did not happen with loud arguments or shouting. It happened silently. This story will tell you how. It will tell you about the time before I met him. It will tell you about the day we met. It will tell you about the good times we shared when I thought I was in love. Then it will tell you about the small things that were not right. It will tell you about the moment I learned the terrible truth. It will tell you about the deep pain that followed. And finally, it will tell you about how I started my life again. It is a story about finding strength after my heart was broken in silence. 2. A new face. It was a bright and sunny afternoon. I decided to go to the park. It is a nice place to sit and think and draw. I sat on a quiet bench under a big tree. I took out my sketchbook and my pencils. I started to draw some new ideas for clothes. I love making designs. It is my biggest passion. The sun was warm and the air felt fresh. People were walking and children were playing nearby. It was a peaceful day, like many others. Then a man came and stopped close to my bench. He looked down at my drawings with interest. "These are really beautiful," he said to me. His voice was kind and friendly. I looked up at him. He was a handsome man. He had very kind eyes and a warm, friendly smile. He seemed like a nice person right away. He told me his name was Tony. He looked to be about 35 years old. He asked me about my drawings and about my work as a fashion designer. He seemed very interested in my ideas and why I loved designing clothes so much. He asked questions and listened carefully to my answers. It felt good to talk about my passion with someone who seemed to understand. We started talking about many things. We talked about my designs, the colors, the fabrics, the feelings I wanted to put into my clothes. He was easy to talk to. He made me laugh a few times. The time went by very quickly. The sun started to get lower in the sky. I didn't even notice how long we had been talking. It felt like only a short time, but it was actually hours. Meeting Tony felt special. As we talked, I felt a real connection with him. It was like a spark between us, a feeling of interest and understanding. It was a feeling I had not experienced before with a man. It was exciting and a little surprising. I had not expected to meet someone like this in the park. It felt like fate. When it was time for him to go, Tony smiled again. He said he had a wonderful time talking to me. He asked if I would give him my phone number so he could call me. I was happy to give it to him. After he left, I sat on the bench for a moment. I thought about our conversation. I felt a sense of hope and excitement. It felt like this meeting was the start of something new and good. I hoped he would call me soon. The park felt quieter, but my mind was full of thoughts about the new face I had met. 3 sweet days. Tony called me the day after we met in the park. Hearing his voice again was a pleasant surprise. He asked if I would like to have dinner with him that evening. I happily agreed. We went to a lovely restaurant in the city center. The atmosphere was warm and inviting. It felt like a special occasion, a real date. Tony was incredibly charming throughout the evening. He had a way of making me laugh easily and often. He was also genuinely interested in my life and my work. He listened very carefully when I spoke about my dreams and plans for Claire Designs. This made me feel truly seen and valued. He looked at me with kind eyes and a warm smile. He said, "Claire, you are a truly special woman. Your designs are special too, full of talent and passion." His words made my heart feel light and full of happiness. After that first wonderful dinner, we started seeing each other very frequently. It felt like we spent almost every day together. Our dates were always enjoyable and varied. Sometimes we would go to fancy restaurants for a nice meal and conversation. Other times, we preferred romantic walks along the river, especially as the sun was setting. We would just walk and talk for a long time, enjoying the peace and each other's company. We also had many quiet evenings at my small apartment. We would cook simple dinners together or just sit and talk for hours about anything and everything. These quiet moments felt just as special as the more public dates. Tony often surprised me with small gifts. He frequently brought me fresh flowers, which brightened my apartment. He also wrote me small, thoughtful notes. He would hide them for me to find later, like under my pillow or inside my sketchbook. The notes contained sweet messages, simple words like "thinking of you" or saying how beautiful he thought I was. These small gestures made me feel incredibly loved and cherished. I felt like I was living in a dream, like a character in a romantic movie. I felt like a princess in a fairy tale. My feelings for Tony grew very quickly and very strong. I knew I was falling deeply in love with him. Then, one magical evening, while we were talking quietly, he looked at me with so much emotion in his eyes. He was the first one to say it. He said, "Claire, I love you." Hearing those 3 words from him was incredible. My heart felt like it could literally fly out of my chest with joy. It was a moment I would never forget. I told him I loved him too, with all my heart. Everything in my life felt perfect in those sweet days. I believed that our love was real and true. I trusted him completely with my heart and my dreams. I was so happy just being with him, enjoying every moment we shared. He truly made my world feel brighter and more beautiful. 4 small worries. Our relationship felt strong and happy, but slowly, small things started to make me think. Tony talked a lot about our future together, which made me happy. However, he was very quiet about his past life. He told me he worked as an investor. He said he sometimes traveled for business, but he never told me much about it. His job seemed a little unclear to me. It felt like there were parts of his life he did not share. We spent a lot of time together, but we always stayed at my small apartment. He never invited me to his place. When I asked why, he always had a reason. He would say his apartment was being renovated or that it was too messy for visitors. I understood at first, but after many weeks, it felt strange. Why could I not see where he lived? I also noticed things about his phone. He did not have many photos saved on it. There were no pictures of his family or friends from before he met me. Sometimes his phone would ring and the way he answered was different. He would walk away from me, go to another room, and speak in a quiet voice. It felt like he did not want me to hear his conversations. When he finished, he would come back and act normal. If I asked him, "Is everything okay, Tony? You seem worried," he would smile and say, "It's just work, my love. Please don't worry about it." He always said it was just work problems, but the quiet calls and the secrets about his home felt like more than just work. Then he started to show a lot of interest in my fashion business plans. He knew I wanted to start Claire Designs. He asked me many questions. He wanted to know about my unique design ideas. He asked about people I knew in the fashion world, my contacts. He asked how I planned to make my clothes and sell them. He said he wanted to help me. He even said maybe he could invest money in my business to help me start. I was happy he wanted to support me. I trusted him completely because I loved him. So, I told him everything about my dreams and my plans for Claire Designs. I shared all my ideas, thinking he was my partner in love and maybe soon in business too. 5 The bad news. Tony said he had to go away. It was a business trip, he told me. He said he would be gone for 1 week. He was going to another city far away. He promised he would call me every night. I felt a little sad he was leaving, but I understood it was for his work. The first few days, he did call. We talked on the phone at night, but the calls became shorter and shorter. He sounded busy. Then one night, he did not call at all. I waited and waited. My phone was silent. I felt very worried. I tried to call him, but his phone did not ring. It went straight to voicemail. I tried many times, but it was always the same. I did not know what was happening. Was he okay? Was his business trip difficult? I could not stop thinking about it. My good friend, Sarah, was with me. She saw I was worried. She tried to help me feel better. We were sitting together. Sarah was looking at her phone, looking at social media. Suddenly, she made a noise. It was like a gasp. She looked surprised, maybe shocked. She looked at me with wide eyes. She said, "Claire, look at this." She showed me her phone screen. It was a photo. The photo was from a party. A big family party. The party was in our city. It was from last night, the night Tony did not call me. I looked at the photo carefully, and then I saw him. Tony was in the photo. He was smiling a big smile. Next to him was a woman. Her arm was around him. I looked at the woman's hand. She was wearing a wedding ring. A gold ring. My eyes looked more. There were 2 children in the photo, too, a boy and a girl. They were looking at Tony. They looked very happy with him. Then I read the words under the photo. People had written comments. The comments called Tony Daddy. My world stopped. My heart felt like it stopped too. I could not breathe well. This was not a business trip. This was his real life. The man in the photo was not the man I knew. All the sweet words, all the dates, all the dreams we shared, they felt like a big lie now. He had a family. He had a wife and children. He had been living a secret life. He did not tell me the truth. He broke my heart, not with words, but with silence and lies. 6. His lies. I could not breathe. My heart felt broken into many pieces. This was not a business trip to another city. This was his real life here in our city. All his kind words, the dreams we shared together about my fashion designs, it was all lies. He did not shout at me. He did not argue. He just lived a secret life next to me. He broke my heart without saying the truth. When Tony came back from his trip, he acted completely normal. He smiled at me. He tried to hug me like nothing was wrong between us. But I stepped back quickly. I could not let him touch me after seeing that photo. I showed him the photo on my phone. The photo my friend Sarah found on social media. I looked into his eyes. My voice was quiet, not loud. I asked him, "Who are these people in this photo, Tony?" His smile went away fast. He looked surprised for a second. Then he looked down and seemed guilty. He spoke quietly, almost whispering. He said, "Claire, it is complicated." He said he had an unhappy marriage. He said he was going to tell me about it soon, very soon. He said he truly loved me and that his wife did not understand him. He said I was special. But his words felt empty to me now. They meant nothing after I saw the photo of him with the woman and the children. All the sweet things he said before were just words from a liar. Then I thought about something else, something cold and very bad. My designs, my business plan for Claire Designs. I had shared everything with him. My unique ideas, my plans for making the clothes, my contacts in the fashion world. He said he wanted to help me, maybe even put money into my business. I asked him about my business plan. I looked at him and asked, "My designs, Tony, what did you really want with them?" He did not look at me. He looked down at the floor or away from my face. He mumbled something I almost did not hear. He said he thought he could use some ideas from my plan. My heart felt even worse. This was a terrible, terrible feeling. The betrayal was not just about love and lies about his life. He was using my talent and my hard work too. He lied about his life to me every day. And he used my work, my ideas, my future plans. All our talks about Claire Designs were false for him. He did not want to help me build my dream business. He wanted my ideas for himself or maybe for someone else. He took my trust and used it for his own bad plan. The man I loved was not real. He was a lie from the start. Every date, every sweet word, every flower he gave me felt wrong and dirty now. My happy world was gone in one terrible moment. He did not shout or fight when I showed him. He just lived a secret life next to me, and I did not see it, and I believed him. I gave him my heart and my dreams for my work. He wanted to take that too. The pain was very deep. 7 sad times. After I showed Tony the photo, I told him to go. I said, "Get out of my life." He tried to talk, but I didn't listen. I saw the lies now. He left my small apartment. Then a big silence came. It was very quiet. I felt so alone. My heart was not just broken, it was in many small pieces. I couldn't stop the tears. I cried for days and days. I felt the pain deep inside me. It was hard to eat or sleep. My good friend Sarah was with me. She was very kind. She stayed at my place. She listened to me. She didn't say much, just sat with me. That helped a lot. I felt very stupid. How could I be so blind? How could I believe his words? I felt naive. I thought about all the things he said. They were all lies. It hurt so much. The pain was like a heavy weight. Slowly, a new feeling started to grow inside me. It was anger. I was angry at Tony for lying to me. I was angry at him for hurting me so much. And I was also angry at myself. Angry for being so trusting. Angry for not seeing the signs before. I wanted to clean my life of him. I took everything he ever gave me. The flowers, the small notes, everything. I put it all in the bin. I wanted him out of my space. I went and changed the locks on my door. I didn't want him to come back ever. I took my phone and found his number. I blocked it. I didn't want to see his name or hear from him again. My designs, my Claire designs, felt different now. They were my passion, my joy, but now they felt sad. They felt touched by his lies. It was hard to look at them. It was a very sad time for me. 8, my new start. One day my hand felt a little stronger. I picked up my sketchbook. It felt heavy at first. I started to draw. The first drawings were not happy clothes. They showed how I felt inside. There was pain in the lines. There was betrayal in the shapes. The colors were dark, like black and gray, but slowly something changed. A new feeling came into my drawings. It was strength. I started to add different lines, lines that went up, lines that were sharp and strong. I added small touches of lighter color. My new collection began here, born from a broken heart. I put all my time and energy into this work. My designs felt different now. They felt more powerful. They told my story. They showed the sadness, but also the process of becoming strong again. I worked many hours every day and night. I wanted to make something real from the pain. This work helped me. It gave me a new focus. I heard about a small competition for new designers. I decided to enter. I showed my new collection, the one that came from my difficult time. I felt nervous, but also proud. My designs were very different from the others. They were not just pretty clothes. They had a message. I did not win the first prize, but something good happened. A woman who owned a small, modern clothes shop saw my work. She came to talk to me. She said she loved my designs. She said they felt honest and real. She liked the feeling they showed. She understood the story in the clothes. She offered me a small space in her shop. I could sell my designs there. This was it, my start. Claire Designs was born, not in a big, famous way, but in a small, real shop. It was not the fairy tale I once dreamed of, but it was mine. The memory of Tony is still there sometimes. It feels like a scar on my heart, but the whole difficult experience taught me a very important lesson. I am stronger now. I am wiser. I learned that love is not about secret lives or pretty lies. Love must be honest and true. He broke my heart silently with his lies, but because of this, I found my voice. I found my own strength. And now I am building my future. I am building it for me, not for a prince, but for Claire. Claire, the designer. Claire, the survivor. This is my new start.